everybody, it's Alex Shurchenko here, and as always at this time on our YouTube channel and also on X, we're hosting the Friday Alpha League sessions for everybody who are interested in the Aurora community and Aurora news. And today is an exciting day because besides YouTube and X, we can say hello to everybody who have been connected to our Discord. So big shout out to all of the Discord users that are looking this update. I reminded everybody that since this is a live stream, this is a great time for you to ask your questions, and I will try to monitor all of the questions and try to answer them in the end. And without further ado, let's go and dive into the news from the ecosystem. First and foremost, starting today, there is a big conference that is happening in Milan, pretty big city in the north of Italy, that is called ETH Milan. And already as I would say as a tradition, Aurora team is visiting this conference and spending some time with the Italian community and everybody who are coming to this conference. Our own product manager Armand is there and is able to talk with everybody there, and the conference is happening right here, right now. So in case you're in Milan, you're still able grab your device, continue listening to the Alpha Leaks, and then just go straight to the venue of the conference, and you will be able to find some nice people there. This is not San Francisco, but in Milan there are also pretty good people. Okay, moving on. This week there was a very interesting thread from Justin Bonds. I recommend everybody who are looking, who are just thinking of finding or kind of looking for people whom to follow on X, recommend Justin because he has usually very in-depth kind of threads and in general in-depth thinking about the ways how to scale stuff. And Justin is on the side of sharded blockchains, and he is kind of an ambassador of this type of scaling instead of like an L2 scaling. And this week, Justin wrote a pretty long thread about the current state of Near protocol. And obviously, this is connected with the most recent development and most recent upgrade to the Near protocol. This upgrade was signified by the major version bump of the Near protocol. So now Near protocol is 2.0 point something. And this was the stateless validation upgrade. And what is important for this upgrade is that it allows now nodes that are running Near protocol not to validate and not to store all of the Near shards, which means that this is a production ready sharded blockchain that is scalable to pretty much infinite amount of shards. So this thread was pretty exciting, and it sparked and it was just a spark for a longer discussion that started later on. And also Ilya participated in this about an additional thinking of how to launch blockchains on top of it, and that L2 concept is not needed now since there is a scalable Near blockchain, so you don't need to scale it. However, people still usually need to have their own kind of sandboxes, their own playgrounds for their own ecosystems, and they would like to have it. And the proper concept how to launch on top of, in case we're not solving the scalability issue, which is solved by an L1, how to do this. And the proper way how to do this is actually to launch a virtual chain. Which is actually what Aurora tech stack is doing. So virtual chain is a solution on top of a scalable L1. It has the some kind of virtual machine in it, and then it is implemented as a single smart contract that works on top of the scalable L1. So all of the Aurora networks, this Aurora engine smart contracts that are started, they look and feel as the separate networks. And those who are following us know that already there are multiple of them which are launched on top of Near. But besides that, so these networks are in fact just smart contracts, right? And a very important thing to understand what these networks are resolving. And from my point of view, there are two major problems that the concept of virtual chains is resolving. So the first one is the cold start. So for new L1s or L2s, there is no infrastructure available, and everybody needs to invest quite a lot of money into establishing of this infrastructure. And in many cases, since this infrastructure is not open source, for example, official deployment of stable coins, of major stable coins, or integrations with major centralized exchanges and stuff like that, this is not something that a founder of a project is able to take care of fully. So with virtual chains, cold start is non-existent because all of the infrastructure that is available on the mother chain and other virtual chains is available from the first block to a particular virtual chain, which is super cool. And second thing is the network effect on the level of the chain. So the applications that are running within one single chain, they are benefiting from the network effect. The more applications are on this chain, the more interconnections in between them can happen. The more, for example, tokens are launched, the more use cases are on this chain. So it is just easier for users to use this single chain and benefit from all of these interconnections. Now, if we're talking about different chains, there is no such thing as a network effect of the chains. What is the network effect in between Solana, Ethereum, mainnet, BTC, and Tron? It does not exist. And that is one of the problems. This is one of the problems that keeps crypto ecosystems being disjointed. And in case people are launching their L2s, these ecosystems are also disjointed. Even in the future, when the L2 rollups are going to create the interoperability solutions that are still years away from now, these solutions are just going to work inside one particular stack. So it's hard to see how ZK rollups, which have multiple stacks, how the stacks are going to interoperate with optimistic rollups. I don't know. While with virtual chains, the interoperability in between the chains is already in place. It is available to everybody. Everybody are able to use it right here, right now, which means that if there is an application or piece of infrastructure that is developed on one of the chain, it becomes available to all of the chains and all of the applications on these chains. This is what I call the network effect on the chain level. And that's super cool. Again, sorry for maybe diving a little bit into details here. I can talk about virtual chains and the logic behind this concept for hours. But for those of you who would like to get a little bit of additional and most importantly, independent information, because Justin is not affiliated in no way with Near or Aurora. I, by the way, just even never met him in real life. And I don't think that we have been added to any particular chat where we were able to chat together. So, and information from an independent observer of what is happening, then just check out Justin. He has lots of insights. Moving on. Just 2 days ago in our Discord, we were holding the, as far as I understand, bi-weekly office hours. So every 2 weeks we have the developer office hours. And everybody who are developing something on top of Aurora were able to go and check in with Slava. I remind everybody, if you have missed this one, well, you also able to get the support in our Discord, and also you're able to visit next Aurora office hours if you want to have the direct connection with the developers. So please do not hesitate to ask for help. We are here to help you. Another person, Hercules, have been posting some short tweet about the Bitcoin Lite client, and it was this tweet included a piece of my speech about the Bitcoin Lite client from the Near Protocols town hall. Now that's another topic that I can talk for ages. And this is all about the chain signatures, right? And the chain signatures is the core kind of primitive for chain abstraction, this concept. And by the way, talking about chain signatures, this is a piece of infrastructure that was developed for Near Protocol, and it became, at the moment when it was released, it became available to all of the Aurora virtual chains simultaneously. At the same time when it became available to Near. This is exactly the network effect that I was referring to, right? So there is nothing that these virtual chains developers needed to do in order to get this access to the chain signatures. It was just turned on, and that's a great thing. But anyway, together with the chain signatures, another development already by the Aurora Labs team, the Bitcoin Lite client that was launched as a smart contract on Near. Now, these two things are actually enabling quite a lot of different use cases for Near, and these use cases that are combining the power of Near and Bitcoin networks. I would call it even a bigger name. I would assign a bigger name to all of these things. And I think we can refer to these use cases as Bitcoin Fi. So anything that is like an inclusion of Bitcoin and Bitcoin blockchain assets, like runes and ordinals, or BRC20 and other standards, including all of these assets into the DeFi narrative, that is a pretty usual thing in other ecosystems. So through chain signatures and through Bitcoin-like clients, these two things are given an opportunity to develop these use cases. I'm really looking forward to see projects that are going to build on top of this piece of technology. Like there is a surge right now in these projects who are developing different use cases, different financial use cases for Bitcoin, and let's see how things are going to develop. But I really looking forward to all of this stuff. Aurora's official Twitter handle was publishing a thread on consumer crypto and a new concept that is developing, which is called the vertical chains. So I encourage everyone to take a look at this. There are some interesting thinking behind these concepts, and looking forward to what you all think about it. And last but not least, Proximity Labs was publishing a pretty detailed article about the chain signature. So this is something that is kind of aligned with this Bitcoin Fi narrative, however, in a more infrastructure way. So with these chain signatures, with this article, they have been explaining what does chain signature mean, how do they work, and what type of new use cases they are enabling, together with the projects that are actually already building something, because we're not just here for the memes. I don't know, but obviously Proximity is not here just for the memes. So there are lots of interesting things here, lots of projects that are developing in the Bitcoin, in the Near and Aurora ecosystems that are using chain signatures and in general the concept of chain abstraction. So yeah, just encouraging you to follow the updates here. It seems like that's it for today with the news. There are lots of these communications that is happening. So this week, right? So lots of things to read. Okay, let me check what are the comments. Okay, Nirash was saying hello. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, Zubair was also wanted to say that he's also always available to help anyone on all of the Aurora socials, not only on Discord. Yeah, thanks Zubair for helping out everybody. So I see that there are 130 people watching this. Thank you all for joining this stream. I'm not sure whether the calculation is correct using and includes the Discord users at the moment, but maybe we're actually went to 150 or something or even more. This is actually bigger than the amount of people who have been watching Solana Breakpoint. I was watching this and the number was much smaller. But don't tell anyone, please. Yeah, so big thanks for everybody to everybody for joining this Alpha League session. And as always, we are going to meet each other in exactly 1 week from now on the next Friday Alpha League sessions. And in the meantime, if you have any questions or you want support, go to our Discord or to any social channels, and we will try to support you. Okay, thanks, guys. Have a good weekend and see you next time.